linear time invariant system, which is nothing but a system must be the linear and time invariant. We know the linear systems and the time invariant system. Okay, a particular system is a linear as well as a time invariant. That system is called the linear time invariant systems, which is generally represented as LTI system. LTI stands for linear time invariant system. Okay, so how will find the response of a linear time invariant systems? That we'll see. For that, first you must know how we'll represent the arbitrary signal. Representation of an arbitrary signal or arbitrary sequence. Okay. While discussing about the unit impulse signal, again the one reason the why the unit impulse signal is called or is treated as basic elementary or the elementary signal is it having the unique feature that any sequence, any arbitrary sequence can be represented in terms of delayed unit samples. That we are going to see mathematically how we can represent any arbitrary signal in terms of delayed impulse. Okay. Now for that I'm taking one example, one arbitrary signal. Okay, that I'm giving the mathematically. Okay, x-axis is simply the time and the y-axis is amplitude x of n. Here every block I am taking is 1 second along x-axis, and along y-axis every unit I am taking as a 1 unit 3, and simply it is a -1, -2 and -3. Okay, now let us take the values at x-axis. This is the origin 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yeah, now see randomly I'm taking the values at 0. Let us say the amplitude is 2, at 1 let us say the amplitude is 3, and at 2 the amplitude is -2, and at 3 the amplitude is 1. Similarly for the negative time, at n is equal to -1 let us say the amplitude is 1, at 2 let us say it is 3, and so on. Let us okay take any arbitrary signal. Now I am trying to represent the signal in terms of impulse signal. How we are going to represent? See, the amplitude at n is equal to 0, which is x of 0 is 2, then x of 1 is 3, x of 2 is -2, then x of 3 is 1. For the negative times, here x of -1 is 1 and x of -2 is 3. Okay, the first I am trying to represent the sample at n is equal to 0 in terms of impulse. Okay, x-axis and the y-axis is 0, 1, 2, 3 and the -1, -2. Okay. Let us take the impulse signal del of n, which exists only at n is equal to 0 with the amplitude is 1. Okay, the amplitude is 1. Clear? Now, the amplitude at n is equal to 0 is simply 2. So I'm going to write the sample at n is equal to 0 as x of 0 into del of n. X of 0 into del of n. Okay. So what is x of 0 into del of n? What is x of 0 value? 2 into del of n is simply, which having the amplitude is 1 at n is equal to 0. So the graphical representation simply you can write as like this. The graphical representation simply, which having the values is 2, okay, which is x of 0 into del of n along the time axis. 0, 1, 2. What about the remaining values? What is the amplitude at 1, 2, 3? Since the del of n is 0, okay, for the remaining all, directly you can write as amplitude at 1 is 0, amplitude at 1 is 0, amplitude 2 at 2 is 0, 3, 4 and 5. Similarly, minus 1, minus 2. Okay. So only the sample at n is equal to 0 you represented as the function of impulse. Similarly, represent the sample at n is equal to 1 as a function of impulse signal. Okay, that is simply sample at n is equal to 1 can be represented as x of 1 into del of n or del of any other values. So I need the impulse signal at n is equal to 1. Okay, clear? Simply here the impulse signal is shifted toward the right side by one sample, so it becomes n minus 1. So del of n minus 1 becomes 1 at n is equal to 1 and it is 0 for n not equal to 1. So the impulse signal exists only at n is equal to 1. Only at n is equal to 1. The remaining time it is 0. Okay, this is n and this is simply x of 1 into del of n minus 1. So the amplitude is, what is the amplitude? What is x of 1 value? 3. So we have which is 3. Okay, this is a graphical representation of x of 1 into del of n minus 1. Similarly, can you represent the sample at n is equal to 2? Sample at n is equal to 2. What is the amplitude at n is equal to 2? That is minus 2. Simply you can write as x of 2. X of 2, which is simply the constant we need as a function in terms of impulse. So I need the impulse which exists at n is equal to 2. Okay, impulse which exists at n is equal to 2, which is del of n minus 2. So del of n minus 2 is equal to 1 at n is equal to 2. So, and it is 0 for n not equal to 2. Okay, and for the negative time, similar and so on, at n is equal to 3, x of 3 into del of n minus 3 and so on. Okay, for negative times at n is equal to minus 1, the value is simply x of minus 1 into del of Now your impulse signal is shifted toward the left side by one sample. So it is of n plus 1. So the del of n plus 1 becomes 1 at n is equal to minus 1, and it is 0 for n is not equal to minus 1. Okay. Now here individually you represent every sample as a function of impulse. Now we need complete signal x of n. We need the complete signal x of n. Okay, that we can obtain by adding all the samples. See, let us say this is the part 1. Part 2, and this is graph 1. Okay, now add the function signal 1 and signal 2, which I am representing with the Roman letters. Add signal 1 and signal 2. Okay, what you'll get? You will get the two samples. One is at n is equal to 0, amplitude is 2, and the second is at n is equal to 1, amplitude is 3. Like if you added all the samples, we can reconstruct our original signal x of n. Okay, that is simply x of minus 1 del of n plus 1 plus x of 0 del of n plus x of 1 del of n minus 1 plus x of 2 del of n minus 2 plus and so on, like that. Okay. So first we try to represent every sample as a function of impulse. Okay. Then by adding all these samples, we can reconstruct our original signal x of n. Okay. Now try to represent this as a single summation. That is simply summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity in the entire interval x of k into del of. Now see here x of 1 into del of n minus 1. So this amplitude at a particular time, okay, to get the sample at that particular time instant, your impulse signal must be shifted by the same amount of time. Okay, so the x of 2 into del of n minus 2. Clear? So similarly, I am representing as a generalized function del of n minus k, where x of k is simply scalar values, nothing but amplitudes. Del of n minus k is your delayed impulse signal. So you can represent any arbitrary signal x of n, as a function of delayed samples. The function of delayed samples. This is the okay. Now the response of an LTI system. Now we cover how we are representing the arbitrary discrete time signal. Representation of arbitrary signal is completed. Next, see a response of an LTI system. Response of an LTI system. Okay, here remember the particular system is a linear and time invariant systems. Let's take the system. The operation I am representing by L operator T. Input is x of n, and out response, which is y of n, which is nothing but the t of x of n. T of x of n. Okay, here we are considering the one assumption at response of the system for impulse input, which is t of del of n is equal to h of n. Throughout the course, complete 5 units, where you find the h of n is defaultly impulse response. X of n is always used to denote your input signal, y of n is always used to denote your output signal, and h of n is always for impulse response. Okay, this we call impulse response. Okay, impulse response, the name, just observe that name, impulse response. You know the response in simply the output of the system. Impulse response is nothing but the response of the system when the input is impulse. Simply we call the impulse response. Okay. Similarly, the step response is nothing but response of the system when the input is step. Sinusoidal response of the system when the input is sinusoidal. Okay, don't get confused here. So here the T of del of n is h of n minus k. Now, the given that system is LTI, time invariant system. So del of T of n minus k, can you give this value? Del of T of del of n minus k, which is nothing but response of the system for delayed input. What is the time invariant property? Response of the system for delayed input is equal to delayed response. So which is equal to h of n minus k. Okay. Now just see. We'll find the response lines. The response of the system, simply the y of n is equal to t of x of n. Okay. Now, so we can represent any arbitrary signal in terms of impulse. Okay. Now represent the x of n in terms of impulse, right? Summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity x of k del of n minus k. So here I am writing summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity x of k del of n minus k. Okay. Since it is a LTI, the operation is performed on only the time variable. So I am rewriting this as summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity x of k t of del of n minus k. Now from equation 1, what is t of del of n minus k? T of del of n minus k is h of n minus k. Summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity x of k h of n minus k. This is the response of LTI system. Now observe this equation, which is nothing but convolution sum, which is convolution sum. So which is also represented as in symbolically y of n is equal to x of n is convoluted with h of n. That's the reason we give the generalized statement that the response of an LTI system is a convolution between input and its impulse response. Okay. How we got that means this is the proof. Okay. Response of an LTI system is the convolution between the input and its impulse response. Okay. The mathematical expression of convolution is summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity x of k h of n minus k. That is a convolution sum. Okay. Now we'll see the last two categories. We'll try to finish very soon. The last category of the system, fifth one, is FIR and IIR systems. The FIR stands for finite impulse response. Finite impulse response. Okay. Now IIR stands for infinite impulse response. FIR and IAR, finite impulse response and infinite impulse response. What do you mean by the impulse response? Just now we cover. Impulse response is response of the system when the input is impulse. Okay, response of the system when the input is impulse. So simply when you are applying the impulse signal as the input to the particular system, the response of that system we call impulse response. Here, so you have the impulse response h of n. Okay. Now, if its existing duration is finite, if its existing duration only means time duration, the signal is exist only for the finite duration, like -5 to +5, the 0 to 100 or -10 to 1 plus 10, like that. It exists only for the finite duration. Then that system is called finite impulse response system, FIR system. Okay, the existing duration of the impulse response is finite, and the particular system is called finite impulse response or FIR. If the duration of impulse response is infinite, simply it is called IAR. Simply it is called IAR. So example, okay, let us say the one system having the impulse response h of n like this, 1/2 whole power n into u of n. Now what is the existing duration? Impulse response exists only for the finite portion or infinite duration? Okay, which exists n from 0 to infinity. Okay, it exists only for the positive time 0 to infinity. Why? Because it is multiplied with the u of n. So 1/2 whole power n is exist in the entire interval -infinity to +infinity. So here existing duration is nothing but only the, okay, the duration of the signal over which it having the non-zero amplitudes. That is existing duration. Okay. So here the impulse response exists in the infinity portion 0 to infinity. So it is, the system is IAR system. Okay, another example I given like this. Okay, now here the impulse response having how many samples? Only the 5. Only 5 samples, that is from n is equal to -2, n is equal to -2 to +2. Okay, the remaining all the time instant it is 0. So it having only the 5 non-zero amplitudes from -2 to +2. So the existing duration of the impulse response is only 5 samples, -2 to +2, only finite. So this impulse response or this particular system, since the impulse response exists only the finite duration, so the system is called FIR system. Okay, this is completely based on the existing duration of the impulse response. If it is finite, we call it is finite duration impulse response. If it is infinite, we call it is infinite duration impulse response, FIR and IAR.